about 3 months after moving into this job, a guy walks into my office and says, hey, can you help me figure out what to eat? So let me backtrack really as short as I possibly can. I don't have a background in nutrition, okay? I've got a background in experience. And so I got involved in nutrition and health when I was really all my life, but when I was really in Tennessee and just experimented a lot with the nutrition aspect of what the body does and physical aspect of that. So he came in and said, can you help me? I said, yes. So I made a meal plan for him, a grocery list meal plan, super simple food, easy, no fat diet, just something that he could follow to make his life easier, okay? Because we're all about convenience, we are. That's why we love Amazon, okay? So everybody said amen. So I did that for him, and then he told his friend, and then he told his friend, and then he told his friend. So fast forward 5 years later, we've had thousands of clients in 25 different countries do our meal plan. That's just a small portion of what we're doing, okay? So that's how that grew. So as that grew, I started creating relationships through that. So as that grew, my wife walks in, she walks in the door, and it's 10 o'clock one night, and she sticks her hand on my shoulder, and she looks at me and she goes, do you realize that you're working coaching hours again? And I immediately started to argue, and I knew I was wrong. So here I am working 40 hours a week at the church, just like a normal human being, and then also coming home at night and working, trying to build this online quasi-nutrition business, whatever. And that's when I made the leap of saying, I felt like I wanted to be self-employed because I love what I was doing. First year we made $8,000, okay? Not a whole lot, but I was also working part-time. And so we go through there, long story, and I could take the whole time telling the story, but I'm not going to do that. We get about 2 years into this thing, and I realized that I needed to step out and do this on my own, simply because of time, but simply because I felt like, and honestly it sounds crazy, I felt like I was affecting more positive people in this business than I was at working in the church. I would get countless emails a day and a week and a month that say, hey, thank you so much for helping me lose this weight, or help me, thank you so much. We were doing food for a U.S. Marshal, okay? And here's how I know that I was making an impact. We were doing food for a U.S. Marshal. How many of y'all know what a U.S. Marshal does? You've seen the movie, all right? Okay? But let me tell you what a U.S. Marshal does, because at the time, I had no clue. And I said, Greg, you're a U.S. Marshal, but what do you do? And he goes on this like 3-minute deal where I have to do complaints and so and do this stuff and just, I said, Greg, what do you do? Like, what's your job? He stops and there's a pause. And he goes, my job is to make sure 9/11 doesn't happen again. I'm helping that guy do his job better. I got a feeling that makes us all in the room feel better. That somebody like that is sitting on a plane helping prevent those things happen again. That made a huge difference in me. And so Mealfit began. We go through this process. I leave the church, and so in a matter of about 5 years, we go from about first year making about $8,000 to last year right at $1 million. And so in 5 years, we grew this thing. Now,